the ministries. Those are the budgets that were brought to us. Ministry of Gender and Social Development, Ministry of Off-Campus Affairs, a parliamentary budget was made, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Education, Campus Affairs and ICT, the Office of the Prime Minister of Campus. They brought a budget that was that was together because they want to carry out an activity that is both for the Prime Minister and Campus Affairs of Campus. Then Ministry of Associations, Ministry of Information, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Sports, Guild President. The Guild President is also entitled to a budget of his own. Then the Lady Vice is also entitled to a budget of her own. Then finally, we have the DAWA budget. And according to the budgets that were brought to us, the DAWA budget was the biggest budget that was brought to us. It's always the biggest budget because DAWA is the biggest, like, if I may say, if it's an association, it's the biggest. So they always take up the biggest amount of money. For example, they have to carry out Thursday Darussus, Tuesday, Juma, so they always have the biggest budget. So according to our budget, when I said DAWA had the biggest budget, the original budget for DAWA was 17,788,000. That was the budget for DAWA that was presented to us. Then when you look at these other budgets, there would be 6M, 6 million, 4 million, 1 million, like that, depending on the activity that they had stipulated that they wanted to carry out. So we based it majorly, like a minister would come up, tell us they want to carry out this activity, make a budget for those activities they're going to carry out, then stipulate a sum of amount that they expect to be used on that day or in that activity. Then at the end of the day, we came up with a general budget. Yeah, so we came up with a general budget, and our general budget.
Madam Speaker. Right, Honourable Speaker, what the Honourable Minister is giving out is not a report. The Honourable Minister is simply characterizing the allotments or the entitlements of various ministries. Is simply telling us the DAWA ministry were presented a budget of 17, but what we expect from Finance Minister, right, Honourable Speaker, and we seek your guidance on this. We expect the Finance Minister to come here and tell us, as the Finance Minister, this is what was allocated to different ministries, and this is how it was accounted for. But what the Finance Minister is doing is simply reading to us or showing us that the DAWA requested for 17 million, or other ministries we're requesting for 1 million, whatever the case may be. But we need a detailed report. We need to know the prognosis of this.
Okay, when I the opposition, I don't know if you came with, because I requested that if you come in here, please take water, don't take fuel, because she's just trying to introduce the budget. She's giving, I believe she has a categorical order in which she has to lay out the budget.
By the Honorable Minister of Finance, and so we accept, because for sure indeed members will not also follow up very well if the minister went on to go on activity per activity. They are not going to be noting to be in position to follow up. So that's why we had earlier on guided that complete report having the nitty-gritties be brought, availed later on. And I pray we proceed with that.
All right,
thank God that we achieved our targets. We had activities, for example, BMI, urinalysis, we had random blood sugar, etc. We had about 6 activities that day. We had a blood donation that day also. So it was a success. The Prime Minister was here, the President was here, we had the Dean of Students attending, and the day was a success, I'd say. The other activity we had in partnership with the Ministry of Health, we had a health dialogue on 28th September. It was a Friday. Yes, the Ministry of Education was the organizer, but because it had a health component, the Ministry of Health partnered also. We have, the Ministry of Health has also come up on a number of issues affecting students, and we had to address issues. For example, resident students had issues with quality of care they were receiving in the hospitals they were being placed, and even nearby. We had to come up and intervene. We have an issue of water right now on campus. We are trying to raise with the administration to see that the issue is solved fully, though for now they are trying to buy water and pump into the tanks. The girls yesterday morning had an issue, but today they had an issue of water, and administration was buying water and back into their tanks. So for now, that is what I can say about what the Ministry of Health has done.
Thank you, Minister. I would like to know if it's in order for the Prime Minister to take this house as something useless. Last time we were here, and he told us he cannot let us ambush his ministers. We must summon them and give them detailed information what we require from them, so that we can get fast information from what we require from them. But from their submission on, there's nothing satisfactory they have brought to our attention. Is it true that they are taking this house for use as useless house? Thank you.
Thank you so much. I request that, as I said in the beginning, things are seeming to be contradictory. I believe you're out, but they say that they made a partnership with you in the September event of, I believe it's Soul Clinic. So,
it's what I said also, the health dialogue.
That's what it's done.
Yes.
So you've made a partnership with the Ministry of Education?
Yes.
Okay, so is there any other supplement before we vote? We might adopt the report or not? Yes, please.
Thank you, Speaker. I would like to inquire from the Health Minister that we are having a problem at the university, the colloquies of the toilets. It seems to be that much of us don't know how these toilets are used. And as far as his ministry is concerned, how far has he gone with this issue to sanitize the toilets and how to use these toilets so that we don't suffer from the same?
Yes, please reply. Respond to the paper.
You have asked about the blockage. Did you say
Toilet
blockage?
usage and blockage.
Petition and blockage. Okay, we shall put that into our consideration. We shall put that into consideration with activities that we are going to do.
Blockage of toilets.
Like sensitization of students on how to use toilets, so that they don't get blocked. Yes, that's what he asked. Did I get you
What
right?
exactly did you ask? Is this sensitization or the issue of blockage?
The issue of blockage of toilets, it seems that students need to be educated on the comparison of toilets. So that way they can get
So I said, yes, and my reply is that we shall consider that in our next activities of sensitization of students on use of proper usage of toilets. Yes.
Thank you so much.
3,410,000 Uganda shillings, and that amount of money, the money was spent to buy medical equipment. Money was spent to give a small allowance to the students that participated in the event, the volunteers who provided services in the event. Some of the equipment we bought were as follows. We bought a glucometer at 70,000. We bought strips for that glucometer at 45,000. Prickers for 15,000. Urinalysis cups at 165,000. Urinalysis strips at 105,000. HIV strips at 900,000. HIV strips. We bought gloves at 60,000. We bought sanitizer at 60, had safety boxes at 15, biohazard bags 6,000. We bought disposable gowns at 75,000. We hired tents and chairs. Tents we used 190,000. Chairs with 50,000, and transport to bring these was 20,000. We printed, designing and printing of posters was 50,000. Airtime for the officials was at 15,000. The media team that covered the event from NBS and Vision Group, cost was 200,000. Printing of stationery that was used was 50,000. Transport to town to buy the items we used was 20,000. Every student who came for the event bought a refreshment, cakes and drinks. Cakes for 300,000, drinks also 300,000. Paper bags for these cakes was 30,000. The students who volunteered were given an allowance, each student 10,000, and we used for 30 students, total of 300,000. Each student was given lunch, and that was also another 250,000. There were 4 staff who oversaw the event. We had Dr. Arem and Dr. Ademola, we had the school nurse, and we had Madam Aisha, who received 30,000, and 120,000. So that was the total expenditure of about 3,410,000. That was the accountability of the funds.
Right, Honorable Speaker, thank you so much. And you see, it calls for an amendment of how MPs are voting. You see, because we need to set certain levels of English literacy in order to qualify some of such honorable members to come here. Right, Honorable Speaker, as government, we are doing our best to make sure that the aspirations of the students are fully respected and fulfilled. And right, Honorable Speaker, with regards to that, we have various ministries and we have carried out various events. For instance, we have ably carried out as a government under the Ministry of Gender a recent very successful inter-university debate in public speaking competitions. It left the flag of IUIU really high because so many institutions all over Uganda were here in order to support and see what IUIU is made of. Right, Honorable Speaker, as a government, we fully support this parliament to make sure that you do your work, you carry out your checks and balances, and as they are ably signing, that is all our effort as a government, to make sure they are facilitated and they do their work. That's why we do not intimidate them, because we pay them to do this. So the leader of opposition, you're paid by us to do what you're doing. So ideally that means we are democratic people and we respect and accept criticism. Right, Honorable Speaker, under the Ministry of Education, they've done so well, counseling sessions amongst others. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Associations, it has fully funded and supported almost all associations in this institution to make sure that they work, because we recognize as a government we must carry out what we call decentralization of power. We cannot do everything by ourselves. That's why we acknowledge and say, let us support these other associations to give a hands-on service to the students. So that we've ably done that, and amongst the associations we've been in position to help out, Right Honorable Speaker. We have the Management Association, we have the Habib Medical Students Association, we have the Nursing Association, we have the Debate Union, we have the Sisterhood Nation, we have, Right Honorable Speaker, we have the FOSA